Yo, what it do? This is your brother Jay International with another car vlog. But first and foremost, you must always wear your seatbelts. Now, the topic of this video today is, has America seen its best days? And I would say, yes, it has. If you are up on current events, if you are studying, researching, paying attention to everything, analyzing everything, using critical reasoning skills, you will be able to see that America has had its best days and it is on the decline. Now, being that I am a black male and my ancestry in this country goes back to the South, to North Carolina, and the enslavement of my ancestors. What does that mean for us in particular? In particular, the situation is more dire because when everything hits the fan, all the other groups, they're already doing it, but all the other groups are really going to come against us. Like I said, they're already doing it. They're already looking out for themselves. They're already coming against us politically, economically, socially. But when it hits the fan, all those that thought you had friends or buddies in these other groups, you will see how they would turn on you in their own interest for their own group. So what that means for us is that we have to really start thinking of an alternative to this. An alternative to this, because this ain't it, man. You got to think about it. This ain't it. This capitalism, this consumerism, this ain't it. We black people are we black Americans are totally dependent on others for our economic well-being. We are dependent on others for our food, our clothing, and our shelter, and our jobs. And these groups have no reason to remain loyal to us in providing us food and providing us jobs and providing us places of shelter. They don't benefit overall because we're not them. So they benefit more by looking out for their own. So when the shit hits the fan, that's only going to intensify. That's only going to intensify. And so what we need to start really exploring is other African diaspora countries and also the motherland. If you are privileged and blessed, in a sense, to be in a relationship with a black person from the continent or from the African diaspora, and it is a serious relationship, and let's say you guys are married, you may want to consider getting citizenship in their country. And if you guys have children, you may want to consider starting to prepare to move with them to the other person's country, in particular if it's an African diaspora country or on the continent of Africa itself. You may want to consider that. I have a friend, and he's African, and he's from an African country, and he's married to an American woman. Now, this friend has been preparing since he's been here, building things back home for himself and his family, so that when it's time, he'd be ready to go. This friend has bought land, multiple lands, and this friend has also built houses on these lands. So this friend is in a position that what he's been working on for many years, that when it's time to go, he's ready to go. Now, when I talk about, okay, well, what happens if your wife, who's an American-born woman, and his daughter, who's also born here, what happens if they say they don't want to go? Well, what this friend said is that he will still go. He'd just be in and out. He would be in and out. He would, spend months there and then spend months here. And hopefully they would eventually come and join him. But if not, then that's how it's going to be. And I said, well, you willing to do that? He said, yes, because this is something I've been working on for many years, and this was my plan, and I was going to go forward with this plan regardless of who goes forward with me. So we have to, as Black Americans in particular, start looking for other, places where we can, set up shop. I know that we talk about Ghana, and we need to consider countries that are offering us, even if we don't marry a foreign national from that country. We need to look at countries that are offering us that ability to have dual citizenship. Like they said, Ghana was trying to do that, but we need to look at other countries as well and start to figure out which countries work best for us, and build land and buy land and build on that said land. We need to start preparing for the inevitable. We need to. Now, some asshole decided to if you heard the alarm, some asshole purposely put the alarm on because I think he saw me talking on the video. But we need to start preparing, because America has seen its best days, and it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. It's only going to intensify, right? So with that being said, just know, pay attention, study, do your research. Don't believe me, but look at all these look at the news. Pay attention. When you look at corporate media, you got to be able to, separate the BS from what is the truth or what makes sense. You got to be able to do that. And that's what I do. I don't just believe what corporate media says. I know how to differentiate and separate the BS from what's truth. When you constantly hear the white man talking about Russia and China and North Korea and Iran, just know that's a sign of fear. That's a sign of worry, because he constantly talks about these countries. It's not because he just likes talking about them. It's because this is a sign of threat, of fear, and we don't want to be caught in that. So with that being said, it's your brother Jay International tapping back in once again. Holla at y'all later. Peace.